Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'm going to try to revitalize my Ancient Dungeon VR Guide series with a multiplayer guide. I intend to do a remaster version of all the floors, but starting with all the floors that don't have videos as of now, which will be the sewers and mines, but I really wanted to start by going over multiplayer and some of the general changes to core gameplay mechanics. Firstly, it helps how to know to play with friends. When first booting up the game, select the Play Multiplayer option on the lower right side of the screen. From there, you'll be presented with server options. These help you to have better latency with your fellow delvers. Once you've selected your region, you'll be presented with the option to join a public lobby if any are available. If there are lobbies available, it will display if lobbies allow mods or monkey movement, which is where you can move with your hands by pushing off the ground. Don't see a public game to join? No worries, you can create a lobby by selecting the matching button on the menu. From here, you can choose to make the lobby public or private if you have particular delvers in mind. For private lobbies, the room name is the code for entry. All you have to do is share the code with your friends. In this menu, you also have the option to allow or disable monkey movement or mods. Once you join a lobby, you'll enter into a main area at the entrance of the dungeon. You still have full access to augments, the bestiary, insight upgrades, and the character customizer with full functionality. Interestingly, I did test this, and the upgrades applied to multiplayer do impact the upgrades of your single player run. For example, I equipped the 4 mana augment on the tome, and it changed it from my single player run. Additionally, you have the ability to select either the Delve or Arena mode with access to difficulty options. The game does have in-game voice chat, but you can mute through a button provided on the menu. To play with your group, you must all ready up and the host select to start the game. Somebody joined the game and refuses to ready up? To remove players causing a problem, the host holds the ability to kick players from a lobby, should that need ever arise. A few things are different in multiplayer delves versus a single player delve. First, let's go over the shared resources. All gold, keys, luck, and discount are shared. This means that if somebody takes the Shattered Mirror, everyone suffers the downside of the minus 100 luck. Relics gain a few new classifications in multiplayer as well. Shared and vanishes on death. Some relics are completely unchanged and only help the player who finds it. Relics like this include the Ominous Fingerprint, Bloodshot Eye, and Dead Weight. I find that typically damage boosting relics apply to single players. Shared relics impact all members of the delve, which includes loot altering relics like the Slimy IOU, the Soup Ladle, and the Warmed Shovel, as well as some stat and resource relics such as the Old Passage, Lost Lodestone, and Heartstring Harp. Usually, relics that apply to coins or luck are listed as shared, as well as relics that fundamentally change the game, such as the aforementioned Slimy IOU, removing the food from the rest area after a boss and replacing it with a relic. Some relics disappear when a player drops to 0 hearts. Typically, a player losing all life results in a game over, but in multiplayer, an ally may sap half of their hearts and give to you to get you back into the game. Please note that if you have 1 heart, each player will have half a heart, and if one player has 2 hearts, each player will have 1, etc. Typically, it is more efficient to heal afterwards if the other person has healing items or abilities. While you're out of HP, you are a ghost, losing any relics that vanish on death and can fly around the dungeon. There are controls to raise and lower your ghost to form in the air as if you could fly. This enables you to not be stuck anywhere. My editor and I did test a limited amount of things, but you're mostly unable to interact with any physical items or other interactions. You can obstruct the view of fellow delvers in a fight, so be careful to stay out of the way. Now, onto some general gameplay tips. Please note that the host is responsible for determining which floor you play on, and which alternate floors you take. Please note you cannot go into a new floor ahead of the host. This also applies to New Game Plus versus ending the run. Only the host can break the invisible barrier of decisions. Nothing works without coordination. Have a small game plan, nothing too fancy, but have ideas on what relics you really like and want to have. Communicate with your team. Now, almost to completely contradict the whole teamwork argument, it's almost better to not travel in a super tight group. The closer everyone is together, the more likely someone takes a stray hit from an enemy sneaking through under a poor observer or a poor connection to the host. Speaking of, this is an online game. Lag will periodically be an issue. Play safe and don't go for risky plays, as you'll take more damage that way, pursuing certain methods that you have considered safe in the past. Additionally, with 4 people, health resources are harder to manage well as they become stretched thinner and thinner. So again, safety is key. Finally, I would encourage playing different weapons and playing to different weapon strengths. Weapons like the crossbow and the flail do phenomenal burst damage, so relics like Glowing Spot and Dueling Glove do better on those weapons, while critical increase chances do well on fast weapons such as the sword and knife. A unique relic I'd like to point out is the Ouroboros Needle for the Flail Bomb. As long as the explosion hits something, especially when combined with an Eagle Talon, this can be useful while it's otherwise a terrible option on other weapons for the huge drawback. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. Teamwork is key to winning. Communicate with your team and you're sure to come out on top. As stated before, I am in the process of remaking my other guides to be more up to date, so please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on those. And I'm going to leave a link to the enemy difficulty survey in the description so you can share your thoughts on enemy difficulty and have your ratings included when I go over each enemy. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the very next video.